Now that you've had a chance to look at the 4 bridges, raise your hand if you can tell me which bridge you think will have the largest perimeter and why. We're estimating. Allie, which bridge do you think will have the largest perimeter and why? Why?
It's the largest one because all the other bridges, the sides right there, they come in like an arc.
Okay.
This one's like a square around.
Okay. So you think the sides here are going to make the difference. Okay? Jackass, what do you think?
I think it's longer than all the other ones.
Longer how?
Like lengthwise.
So like up and down or like tall?
Tall.
Okay? And how does the tallness of it impact on its perimeter?
It keeps it stable because in a real bridge when it's tall, in some bridges it has little wires to keep it up more stable.
And that does keep it stable, but how does it impact on its perimeter? Layla?
The longer it is, the longer the perimeter is going to be. For some.
Raise your hand if you agree with Layla that the longer it is, the taller that this bridge is, the bigger its perimeter. Okay. Raise your hand if you don't agree with Layla. Okay, Layla?
Well, not always. Like,
Okay.
I don't know.
In this case, would the height of this bridge have any impact on its perimeter? Ella, why are you shaking your head no?
Well, I'm not sure how you would exactly measure it, but it looks like you would measure sort of around the seat area because it's like an actual square, sort of. So that just the back of it, you can measure that because it's not the front too. And just because it's tall, everything that's why have something really tall, but it's got some roots.
Okay, so in this case, you told me you measure around the seat area. Would you measure around the seat area if you were measuring this bridge? What do you think? The perimeter is like all the way around, right? So if I were to measure this bridge all the way around the seat area, would I get a good measure of how big that bridge is all the way around? Where should I be measuring this bridge if I want to see how big it is all the way around the bridge? Basil, what do you think?
Maybe like I think it should be the seated area. So like the seated area and the legs of the chair.
Okay, but the seated area here and the legs of the chair are not both the same width. Which one's wider, the seated area or the legs of the chair? Like if these were like the suspensions on the bridge, which one is wider, the seated area or, so the top of the bridge or the legs around the bottom? Is it? Jenna? So if the legs here, like the legs of a bridge, tilt out, then if I measure just the top part around, am I getting an accurate measure for the perimeter of the bridge? What? Layla?
That's something like that.
Yeah?
How are you supposed to measure a 3D thing? Are you gonna measure each face or something?
Doesn't matter. Do I need to know the perimeter of, say, the base of this bridge and the perimeter of the legs of the bridge?
Then how would you decide?
How would you decide? What do you think? How would you decide which one to measure on a 3D object? Ella?
I think we measured the farthest point away from where it's so you measure the legs on that one. But I think the seat is farther out on this one. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
So in this one, she's saying, okay, so in this one I measure like the base of this bridge because it sticks farther out. And in this one, I measure the legs of this bridge because it sticks farther out. My whole point of figuring out a perimeter of a bridge is to figure out what? What do I want to figure out if I'm figuring out the perimeter of this bridge? Faisal? Well, if I want the area of the bridge, wouldn't I figure out the area? What do I want for a perimeter? Kind of like an area, but an area what? If I want to figure out the perimeter of the bridge, what am I really looking to figure out here? Jack M., what am I looking to figure out? Okay, but what does perimeter mean? What am I trying to figure out? Okay, and if I'm trying to figure out the outside, why am I trying to figure out the outside? Why would I care? Why might I care about what the perimeter of, say, this bridge is versus the perimeter of that bridge? Jack? And why would it matter how big it is? Like, this is definitely the taller one. Why would it matter? Hamza, why might it matter?
Because like let's say if there's like a lot of water, because usually bridges are used to like cross water.
Yes?
So if there's like a little water like this,
Yes?
you'd use a small bridge. If there's like a lot of water like this, you'd use a great bridge.
So a bridge that has a bigger perimeter around will let more water go underneath it?